The Wii U is a console that means a lot to me. This is strange because I never owned a Wii U myself until a few years ago, well after the Switch released. But that solidified why it was so special to me and still is. I originally played the Wii U around the time it released. My cousins had gotten it as an early Christmas present, and I would go to their place frequently. The console didn't have many games at the time, only really having a few interesting launch titles, but the ones we played were New Super Mario Bros. U and Nintendo Land, both of which were multiplayer-centric, and we would play all throughout the blazing summer here in Australia. What made this summer especially memorable was the impending doom of the prophesized end of the world of 2012. Obviously, we're still fine. I guess we're fine. We haven't reached world-ending status just yet. My cousin and I were about 10 years old at the time and believed just about anything, so we decided to spend our final days playing the Wii U, having as much fun as we could. It's silly when I think about it now, but there's something endearing about having fun playing games while thinking the world would end in less than a month. As kids, we would just think much simpler. But I digress. The games we played were really fun. I'd always been a DS sort of guy, never really getting Nintendo home consoles. A, they were very expensive, and B, I never needed to buy them because my cousin would always get them instead. What made the Wii U so different though was that we got our first taste of adult-like games, playing titles like Zombie U and Assassin's Creed 3. We felt like we were doing something that we weren't supposed to be doing, and that made the game so much more exciting. And this would continue for quite a while. Over the next 2 years, my cousin would get new games and invite me over for sleepovers. It was pure bliss. Coming home from school and going straight to my cousin's house to have fun playing some games on the Wii U. Rayman Legends, Wind Waker HD, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Party 10. These were games we would just play throughout the years. They were good times. But around 2015, things changed. I had just entered high school, which is the 7th grade here, and he was already well into high school, being in the 8th grade. He didn't really invite me much anymore, and anytime I would go over for family reunions, he would be sitting on his computer playing FPS games instead. And of course, I moved on. We'd still chat, but more so casually rather than talking about games. Instead of sitting down and communicating while having fun, whenever I came over, I'd go to his room, we would exchange greetings, he would go back to playing on his PC with his friends, and I would sit down and mindlessly scroll through my phone. And by the time I was in the 9th grade, I would barely go there at all, going there maybe once a year. You may be asking, wasn't this video about the Wii U? Why are you talking about your cousin? Well, I feel this story is important for when I discuss why I felt the Wii U was so special to me. In 2017, the Nintendo Switch was released, and it was exciting, to say the least. It looked amazing and had games I was greatly interested in. This was around the time I was a huge RPG fan, so the Switch looked like the holy grail to me, and I got my own later that year for my birthday. It was my first Nintendo home console, so it was all the more exciting. Those first few weeks were amazing, playing through Breath of the Wild constantly and getting my ass whooped in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Keep in mind, online was still free around this time, so playing with others was much more accessible, especially to a broke teenager. Anyways, I would continue playing it throughout the last few months of 2017, but something kinda happened as time went on. I became less and less engaged with the Switch, and as of now, I barely touch the thing, playing maybe 2 games a year on it. There are amazing games on the device, plenty of which I still hadn't played but own. But for whatever reason, whenever I pick it up thinking I want to play on it, I just put it back down and do something else. I was bored, uninterested, and I never really understood why at the time. The Switch is a fantastic console that continues to release fantastic games, but something about it wasn't clicking for me as the Wii U did. So, just a few years ago, I bought myself a Wii U for like $70. It's kinda hilarious to me how something so unaffordable to me half a decade prior was now just a few hours of work at a supermarket. When I did get it, I was super excited. The main reason I got it was to homebrew it due to its many capabilities. But I also just wanted to reminisce on those good times with my cousin. And so when I first launched it and set everything up, I heard that unique, soothing, and nostalgic music that washes over you. It was nice, especially since this was around the time when I would fight off my depression with constant work, having 3 jobs and actually trying in school. I felt relaxed for once. But something was missing. I went through the many system applications to listen to music, from the friends list to the notifications to the parental controls, and then to the miiverse. This was what was missing. I didn't mention it prior, but while I was at my cousin's for those sleepovers, he would go to sleep while I continued to play on the Wii U, and there I discovered the miiverse, a place filled with life and weird discussions. It was fascinating, really. I had never experienced large chat blogs like this before, only having used Skype at the time. So, suffice to say, I was addicted. I would go there and read through all the different posts from all the different communities, seeing some interesting drawings and some bizarre people. It was like a second home to someone like me who had virtually no friends at the time. So, when I realized that the miiverse was closed, it finally clicked why I love the Wii U so much more than the Switch. It had life. From the relaxing menu and music to the bizarre world of the miiverse. The Switch, well, it had you pay for an online that kinda sucked. The bland UI design didn't help either. The Wii U without many services like miiverse makes the menu feel empty. Everyone here is gone. The life and bizarreness are gone. All that's left is scripted messages by Nintendo, and this sense of loneliness and isolation that never disappears because the Switch does the bare minimum when it comes to communication. Imagine how useful the miiverse would be during this massive pandemic. Like your own little bubble of friends from around the world, there to just chat. Yeah, applications like Discord exist, but even still, there's something about the Wii U and the miiverse that just makes everything so much more comfortable. Most of the games which were on this device have been ported over the Switch, which is great, but it also makes the console useless without homebrew, effectively killing the Wii U, which sucks, because this was the last console Satoru Iwata was a part of. I remember always seeing the Nintendo presentations with him and being hooked on every word he said, feeling like I connected with him as a person who also loves video games. I don't really have much else to say other than I wrote this script for this video unplanned when I randomly went onto my Wii U today. The Wii U is probably as important to me as the PS2, which I still consider to be the greatest gaming console. That's how much I love the Wii U and how much it means to me. I feel like if Iwata was still around, maybe the Switch would have more life in it.
On my business card, I am a corporate president. In my mind, I am a game developer. But in my heart, I am a gamer.